This is Ed Hurley, and I'm going to tell you the story of Aladdin and his wonderful lamp. Many hundreds of years ago in the land of Baghdad lived a boy named Aladdin. He and his mother were very poor. So poor, in fact, that they often went hungry.
Mother, is there nothing else for supper tonight?
Nothing but this piece of black bread. Oh, how I wish your father were still alive. Now, who can that be?
I'll answer it, Mother.
At the door stood a tall, strange man. He wore a white turban of the purest silk. And his eyes were dark and mysterious.
Why, hello.
Aladdin, how are you, my boy?
I'm all right, thank you. Who are you, please?
Oh, who am I? Oh, I forget you've never seen me before. I am your uncle.
My uncle?
Yes, your Uncle Hamid. I'm a famous magician.
Hello, Uncle. Mother, this is Uncle Hamid.
Who? Uncle? Well, what are you talking about?
My dear, dear sister-in-law, how are you? I am the brother of your dear departed husband.
But he never told me about you.
What a sad oversight.
Well, come in.
Of course, the stranger wasn't really Aladdin's uncle. He was pretending. But why? Soon we'll know exactly why. Meanwhile, he performed feats of magic and showed Aladdin and his mother that he really was a magician. He made clouds appear and start raining. He clapped his hands and made thunder.
Now, Aladdin, I want you to come with me on a very important journey.
Where, Uncle?
To the most secret part of the forest.
Aladdin asked no further questions, but accompanied the magician into the heart of the forest. They came to an underground cave.
Now, my boy, deep down inside the cave, you will find a lamp. Bring it to me.
Aladdin slipped down into the cave. Deeper and deeper he went. Finally, he came upon a lamp. An old, dirty lamp that looked absolutely worthless.
Could this be what he wants?
Aladdin! Aladdin! Bring up the lamp!
Suddenly, a strange feeling came over Aladdin. He felt that he must not give up the lamp, but keep it for himself. For a long time, Aladdin remained silent, refusing to give up the lamp. Finally, the magician lost his patience.
Let him keep it, but I will have my revenge. I'll seal him in forever.
The magician intoned some mysterious words, and a huge rock fell into the entrance of the cave, sealing it off. Then he left, never to return. Poor Aladdin. He stood inside the pitch-black cavern holding the lamp and not knowing what to do. In the darkness, he stubbed his toe and fell heavily on the ground.
Oh!
Then, to his amazement, the cave was filled with light that flowed from a huge genie that appeared out of nowhere.
You called, Master?
Who are you?
The slave of the lamp. Whenever you rub the lamp, I appear to grant you your every wish.
Rub the lamp? Oh, I must have rubbed it by accident when I fell.
That is true, Master. Now command, and I obey.
Aladdin could hardly believe his ears.
Any command?
Yes, my master. Any command.
Aladdin's first thought was for his mother.
My mother has worked hard all her life, O Genie. I wish her good things to eat and fine clothes and a comfortable home.
Your wish is granted, my master. Come and see.
In an instant, Aladdin was home again.
Mother, I'm back.
My son, look, a wonderful thing has happened.
And indeed, his mother was now dressed in fine clothes and lived in a fine house. Suddenly, there was a sound from the street, the sound of royal music. Aladdin sprang to the window and saw the Sultan passing by in his carriage, and with him was his beautiful young daughter. For years, Aladdin had secretly been in love with her. But how could he, unknown and the son of a widow, hope to marry the Sultan's daughter? How could he even enter the Sultan's palace without being stopped by the guards? Then Aladdin had an idea.
The lamp. Here, let me rub the lamp.
What do you wish, my master?
Take me to the palace of the Sultan.
Your wish is granted, my master.
In an instant, he was in the royal palace facing the Sultan's daughter.
Who are you?
My name is Aladdin. I love you and wish to marry you.
But how can that be? I am promised to another, Mephisto, son of the Grand Visor.
Aladdin was mainly concerned for the happiness of the maid he loved. When he looked at Mephisto, his heart grieved, for Mephisto seemed a cruel, evil man. So he asked advice of his mother.
Mother, how can such a man make her happy?
Perhaps he is not as bad as you think. But why don't you test him with the genie of the lamp?
Good idea.
He rubbed the magic lamp.
What do you wish, master?
Form an army of invaders. Have them appear at the gates of Baghdad, but to harm no one.
Your wish is granted.
When Mephisto saw the invading army, he hid deep in the city and refused to come out until they went away. The Sultan's daughter saw that Mephisto was a coward, but still she thought she should marry him. Next, Aladdin had the genie change him into a helpless old beggar.
Please, Mephisto, I am starving. Help me.
Help you? Get out, you lazy old man.
And the Sultan's daughter saw that Mephisto was cruel, but still she thought she should marry him. Finally, Aladdin ordered the genie, in disguise, to tell Mephisto that the Sultan and his daughter had quarreled, and that she had been disinherited.
Worthless woman. What good is she to me without her father's money?
When the Sultan's daughter heard that, her eyes were opened, and she refused to marry him. Soon she fell in love with Aladdin and married him instead. From then on, Aladdin and his bride used the magic lamp only to help others, to help the poor and the sick, and to create peace and happiness and prosperity throughout Baghdad. And that's the story of Aladdin and his wonderful lamp.
Hello, this is Jane Pickens, and I'm going to tell you the story of Hansel and Gretel. A long time ago, in the middle of the forest, lived two children. The boy was named Hansel,
I'm Hansel.
and the girl was named Gretel.
I'm Gretel.
Their mother and father were very poor, but Hansel and Gretel were cheerful nonetheless. Sometimes Gretel would be so full of happiness that she'd want to dance with joy. Then she always said to her brother,
Hansel, come and dance with me.
Brother, come and dance with me. Both my hands I offer thee. Right foot stand, left foot stand, round about and back again. Now Hansel was a little bashful, and he would usually say,
I'd love to dance, Gretel, but I don't know how. Oh, it's easy.
With your foot you tap, tap, tap. With your hand you clap, clap, clap. Right foot first, left foot then, round about and back again.
That dancing made me hungry, Gretel. When will Mother and Father come home with food?
Not till late. But I know what. Let's pick strawberries in the forest.
What if we lose our way?
We can drop crumbs of bread as we walk. That'll leave a trail for us to follow back home.
A wonderful idea, Gretel. Let's go.
Off they went into the forest, dropping breadcrumbs as they ran. Each carried a little basket, and just as they stooped to gather strawberries, Hansel said,
Gretel, look. See that little man over there?
Why, his hair is gold and his cheeks are red. I wonder who is he?
There stands a little man in the wood alone. He wears a little mantle of velvet brown. Say, who can the small man be, standing there beneath the tree, with a little mantle of velvet brown?
Now he's gone, Hansel.
Maybe we just imagined him, Gretel. Come, let's gather strawberries.
Soon, Hansel and Gretel filled their baskets. It was time to rush home, but when they looked for the trail of breadcrumbs...
Hansel is gone. That little bluebird up there, he's eaten all the breadcrumbs. We'll never find our way home now.
Oh, Gretel, what do we do?
Poor Hansel and Gretel. Night was coming to the forest. Suddenly, standing near them again, was a little man in velvet brown.
Who are you?
I'm your friend, the Sandman. It's time to go to sleep. First, I sprinkle you with sand. Then you sink down into the grass. And before you close your eyes, say your prayers, so angels watch over you.
When at night I go to sleep, 14 angels watch to keep. To my head are guarding, to my feet are guiding, two are on my right hand, two are on my left hand, two warmly cover, two o'er me hover, two to whom is given to guide my steps to heaven. And at that moment, Hansel and Gretel fell fast asleep. But what a surprise awaited them when they awoke in the morning. Do you know the surprise? When Hansel and Gretel awakened the next morning, they leapt to their feet in amazement. For there, in the middle of the forest, stood the most unusual cottage they had ever seen.
Hansel, in my whole life I've never seen a cottage like that one.
What is the roof made of? And the windows? And that hedge that runs around the cottage?
Good things to eat, or am I dreaming still?
Gretel was not dreaming at all. That odor delicious. It was not a dream. The cottage was made of chocolate cream. The roof was all covered with Turkish delight. The windows with lustre of sugar were white, and on all the gables were raisins to bite. And think, all around was a gingerbread hedge.
Oh, Gretel, I'm so hungry. Let's nibble a bit of the cottage.
Let's start with the gingerbread, then we'll go to the chocolate cream.
Then hurry, sister, hurry.
But just as they took their first bite, a voice shouted,
Stop! Stop! How dare you eat my house?
It was the wicked witch, and this wonderful house was hers. Hansel and Gretel wanted to run away, but the witch stared at them and stared at them and shouted, Hocus pocus, bonus jocus, malus locus. Hocus pocus! And neither Hansel nor Gretel could move from the spot.
You there, Hansel. I think I'll lock you in a cage and fatten you up. And when you're good and fat, you'll make a delicious pie.
Poor Hansel. Ever so often the witch said,
Hansel, stick your finger out so that I can tell how fat you're getting.
but the witch couldn't see very well. And Hansel stuck out a piece of wood instead.
Oh, you're still very bony. Later I'll feed you again.
When the witch was out of sight, Gretel said,
Hansel, I have a way to fool the witch. I'll tell her you're fat enough to be baked into a pie right now.
Gretel!
Trust me, Hansel. I'll save you.
When the witch came back, Gretel lit the oven and told the witch to take Hansel out of his cage.
You'll make a fine pie, Hansel.
Wait a minute.
What's the matter, Gretel?
Something's wrong with the oven. Will you take a look inside, please?
Very well.
The wicked witch looked into the oven, and then,
Quick, Hansel, help me push her in.
with one push, the witch landed in the oven, went up in smoke, and disappeared forever. With that, the gingerbread head, and the roof of Turkish delight, and the windows made of sugar, all turned into little boys and girls, because that's what they'd been in the first place. The spell was broken and they were free. They sang and they danced and they shouted with glee. The children came and pulled the ring, joined hands together and did sing. Then the bluebird who had eaten the breadcrumbs appeared in the sky and led them all back to Hansel and Gretel's parents. Each child carried food and precious things from the witch's house, so the family was never poor again. And even today, you can see Gretel teaching Hansel her happy little dance. With your foot you tap, tap, tap. With your hand you clap, clap, clap. Right foot first, left foot then, round about and back again. And that is the story of Hansel and Gretel.
Thank you.